barren, uh, blistering heat, barren landscapes, rising oceans, decimated population? Or would you rather live in this future with fertile landscapes, snow-capped mountains, nice peaceful meadows and forests, calm seas, and human abundance? Which of these futures would you want your children or grandchildren to live in? Children being born today may likely be alive in the 2150 era. Both National Geographic and Time run articles saying that children being born today because of our medical technology will live 100, 130, 135, 140 years. Add 135 to 2050 and you get 2150. The scary thing that really got me and made me so passionate about, I've got 2 grandkids. The infants, toddlers, preschoolers walking around today, they are the last generation of human beings on this planet if we don't solve this now. And I mean right now. It's scary. It's terrifying. Media tends to focus on rising oceans and severe storms as things we need to be concerned about with climate change. These are issues that will affect some more than others, but those aren't the real killer. The real killer is rising temperature. So what does it take to adapt to global warming, given that it's going to get a lot hotter? It's very simple to calculate. By 2150, peak temperatures in much of the continental U.S. between 125 and 144 degrees. That's based on present day temperatures plus the expected temperature rise of 22 degrees Fahrenheit if we don't get this global warming thing under control. So you can see like Phoenix is going to be 144 in the summertime.
At a peak temperature, like what LA is 113
100.
peak, that's the maximum that
Yeah,
it's ever been.
yeah.
And that was recently, wasn't it?
It was hot, that's right. It was only 112 or 111, but 135 degrees in LA, 137 in Sacramento, 130 in Gainesville. Madison, Wisconsin, 126. Right? You put this into perspective, for example, meat is cooked at 140 degrees. Look at a meat thermometer. Yeah. What happens to small children or pets that get locked in a car in the middle of the day in the summertime? They're dead in a couple hours. How long could you live in the sauna? That's the environment we're creating if we don't stop this thing. Slowing it down is useless because we'll get there anyway. So what are the options for adapting to summertime highs of 135 degrees? We'll look at 2 cases. We're going to look at a best case scenario and a worst case scenario. So here's the best case scenario. It goes beyond and thinks through what we typically see and hear in the media about, oh, we're going to adapt, okay? Like how are we going to adapt to LA when it's 5 degrees hotter in 2050? Or how are we going to adapt to Vail, Colorado when it's 7 degrees hotter in 2070? I mean, things that don't really look at the issue, because we'll get there and we'll go back. Beyond that, our children will still be around. So what are they going to do? Here's some of the big ticket items we need to adapt, will be needed for us to adapt in the world of 2150. We're going to have build a robust, heavy duty infrastructure. Our equipment is not designed to operate continuously in those kinds of extreme conditions. They're going to break down everything, electric motors, air conditioning, electrical grid, our communications grid, everything will just collapse, it'll fry basically. So we'll have to rebuild it. I mean, it can be done. It's just from an engineering standpoint. What are your design criteria? I mean, it can be done to be able to build an infrastructure that will operate in those kind of conditions, but it ain't going to be cheap. We've got to replace asphalt with concrete. There's about 4 million miles of roads in this country, and I think the road just outside here is asphalt.
Yeah.
Okay, most roads are. These are pictures of what actually happened in India and Pakistan when it hit 122 degrees. Those are asphalt roadways that have just turned to taffy. Yeah. And look what happens, the roadway actually curls up onto the tires.
Their shoes got
Now, can you imagine if how does an ambulance get to you? How do they put out a fire? How do they fix something? Anywhere
With
you
the
go.
plastic bags.
Yeah,
that you
me
put on the
too.
tire.
No, it isn't. That's
That's
the
the
roadway.
Wow.
That's the road on
That's
the
the
tire.
roadway.
That's the
The
roadway.
roadway
Rolling
is on
along,
the
it
tire.
rolls up.
It
onto
pulls up
the-
onto the,
Wow, crazy.
it is, it's nuts.
For
Well,
deep fried an egg, you won't be
You,
able to.
you won't need to use your skill.
Yeah,
It's
you
a-
can.
Water, virtually all the western states in a state of perpetual drought. Well, that doesn't even address the fact that we're depleting our aquifers across the country. Just to provide the water for 100 million people, construction of 1,000 large desalination plants with 100 million gallon per day capacity, along with their associated delivery system. You've probably heard of the Poseidon desal plant down in San Diego. It's got 50 million gallons per day. We need to build 1,000 or twice that size just to have water. Food. Food grows in the spring and summer months when it's going to be the hottest. Predicted summer temperatures assure massive, if not complete, crop failures on an ongoing basis. To prevent this, we're going to have to grow all our crops in giant, climate-controlled greenhouses. Okay, 1.2 million square miles of this country is used for agriculture, and that doesn't even include areas needed for raising poultry or fish. So, what do we do just to eat? Just the cost to implement just these few items, you're talking about nearly $1,000 trillion. And that doesn't include the cost associated with rising oceans or more powerful storms. Also, it doesn't address the huge additional power requirements we need to keep our infrastructure ourselves and our crops cool. This is called adapting. This is what adapting really looks like. It's equivalent to all our GDP present day for the next 60 years. It'll take 100% of the workforce 2 generations to complete, and that's just ongoing triage because it doesn't fix anything. And we have to maintain that basically forever because the climate won't return to its present day conditions for tens of thousands of years or more. Simple question. Do you really think we'll do something like this? I mean, really? Stunned silence. That's the best case scenario. Now we'll look at the worst case scenario.